I broke my rules again and lost money when I should have been winning money and had a winning day today. So, for today, I'm going to break down exactly what I did, and hopefully, you guys can learn from my mistakes so you see this and know not to do this. So, what I did break today was I closed out my trade early and I didn't let it hit stop loss and take profit. Just I got scared and I let my emotions take control and I lost money because of it. There's no excuse. Um, but I stopped out early and took barely any profit to secure profit because I was scared of taking a loss. And instead, right after I did that, I went to full TP. So, with that being said, I am going to break down exactly what I was thinking on the day. So, if I remove all of this out of the way, we can start from scratch. So, at market open, before market opened, we took out these lows pre-market. So then I was like, okay, there's relative lows from the little while back, previous day, couple days. So targeting these lows too, and just in case we do go higher, targeting or marking out the highs of pre-market. So, with that being said, I am just waiting to see how it reacts to these lows and then establishing my bias from there. So, if it reacts to it pretty well and respects these lows, then I'll be bullish. If it doesn't and kind of just breaks straight through it, I will be bearish, looking for shorts. So, looking at the volume profile on the past 5 trading days, there is no true key zone here. It's just the value area high or value area low, sorry, just above where price is at now. So if it does come up, I expect to see it respect that. But as you can see, it obviously didn't. So just keeping that in mind. And we're also in this big high volume node. So with that being said, just strictly reacting to the market and how it and watching to see how price reacts to these key levels. So this is the pre-market low that it took out. So this is the main low. At market open, we had a huge dump off into these lows that I marked out earlier. And at this point, it respected the lows pretty well. So with that being said, we were bullish on the day. So we wanted to see a good entry point. We were just waiting for an A plus setup here, and we had a little manipulation. And then we didn't quite get a displacement higher. Price was so close. And this was an A plus setup right at the liquidity sweep. I wanted to take this buy so bad, but it didn't close above the candle highs. So I didn't. Stops would have been at that low and targeting whatever it would have been out there. I didn't know my take profit because we didn't take that trade. So that was a rough one. But we're still looking for buys up to this value area low, back up to it. And then, as you can see, price kind of stalls out here, right? So then we get a manipulation of the highs for a short opportunity. And I did take a short here. And you might be, why did you take a short when your bias is bullish? That doesn't make any sense. At this point, just looking at the volume profile on the day so far, we respected this value area high on the day. So, with that being said, that's a big rejection point. So, with a manipulation of the highs and then also at the value area high, I thought it was going to go lower to the value area low. So, with that being said, we got a displacement lower. So, I got shorts here. Price was about at this point when I entered, stops at the manipulation high and targeting the the value area low at this point here. So at the time, it was here instead. So as you can see, if I remove this out of the way, it came up to almost take profit and then it came back down. So I saw that and I exited my trade. I was scared of taking a loss because I don't know. It's been a while since I've taken a trade. This is the first trade of the week. I didn't take a trade Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday. Um, so I don't know. I guess it's been a while, so I didn't stay disciplined, so it's kind of a good lesson, I guess. But I closed out early at this point here and I secured barely any profits. And then I also saw that, okay, we're at this value area low. We respected it pretty well with the wick off of it. I think we're going to go higher, back up to my bullish bias, up to this value area low, higher time frame. So at that point, I entered on a long with these stops at the low and targeting the value area low on the higher time frame for a 2.5. And as you can see, it started off decent, but it did not go well. And if I just left my original trade of taking shorts, I would have hit full take profit. But instead of leaving it and trusting my plan and my strategy, I stopped it out early and I would have been up pretty good on the day. That would have been a $1,400 day, but instead it's a $500 loss because I did take that partial profit and then a loss. So it could have been a difference of $2,000 on the day if I just stuck to my rules. So I'm very upset with myself about that right now. But I guess nothing I can do anymore. So I just got to move on and come in tomorrow with a good mindset. So, with that being said, do not make the same mistake as I did and trust your rules and your strategy and don't stop out early or close the trade early because it's just going to lead to more of breaking rules. Because if you break one, it's kind of a domino effect, then you break others, and it's just not good. You lose money in the long run. So, yeah, don't do what I did. But with that being said, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you can learn a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So with that being said, we are going to go into the verse of the day today. Focus on God as always. And today's verse of the day is Ephesians 6:13. This one's pretty straightforward again. So Ephesians 6:13 says, "Therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand." So put on the full armor of God so you can stand your ground against evil. Like I was saying, pretty self-explanatory, just leaning on God when it matters the most. But yeah, I'd love to hear any other thoughts that you have on this or your guys' mistakes in the comments so I can not feel so bad about myself because everyone makes mistakes. It's just about just minimizing the losses on them. So it happens. Just got to come back tomorrow with a good mindset. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.